Okay, we are live.
Hockey Nation fans, welcome back to another Hockey Nation live show. This is Coach Ray. She's directly from the booth, and we have to go all the way to the West Coast, but we have to stop in Texas because Michael DeVillano is in Texas, Austin this week. So, welcome back, Michael, to another great show of the Hockey Nation live show. We are going to go with the Carolina Hurricanes NHL expansion for the Seattle new expansion teams coming in 21-22. Hopefully, the NHL is going to decide to have a team, a season starting January. I heard yesterday this getting closer and closer to have an agreement between both parties, and should be announced very soon about the formality of the season. The game, honestly, the game is 56. Honestly, they are four division. Honestly, they know exactly, although the fact they are still not happy about the three teams, the situation to play on the West Coast, what he would like to be in the Central division. Example like Minnesota, St. Louis, and Dallas. So still have a couple of owners not happy about that, but overall, it's getting close and close about the seasons coming next year. So something we have to follow the next couple of days and see because everybody and you can hear like talking about news like Joe Thornton is back in Toronto right now. Ramus Dallin is back in Buffalo, and many players was playing in the Sweden League or Finland League, or they are coming back home now. And because they have still have a rules of 7 or 14 days quarantine and everything like that, so you can see all those stars back home, and they expect the season starts soon. Whatever they cannot practice with their team, with their coaches, because that's a rule with NHL. So we'll see. You have to follow up the next couple of days. What if when the league is going to be confirmed? Well, I'm still not sure if January 13 is going to be the right date to start the season, or they may be pushed back at the end of January. But that's something you have to decide the next couple of days for sure. So talking about new.
Yeah, running out of time there, and I think even the CHL, like we're hearing February now.
Yeah. So it's very, it is what it is. But we're going to see if we have any, breaking news we're going to bring to you for sure. We have a small signature with the Vancouver Canucks yesterday. Tyler Gravoak signed a 1-year contract with no disclosure of the amount. It was not there. Gravoak was play only 5 games with the Canucks last season, have 0 point. Came from the couple of teams like Toronto, Minnesota. He's a 27 years old forward, so it's another dead players maybe, but I don't think so. He's going to be the upcoming season. Honestly, I don't think he can make the Vancouver Canucks, but it's another player where very hard sometimes to break the lineup or to bring the NHL, right? They are good on AHL, but when you get there, it's not easy for them.
So another signing, I don't know if you noticed, was Gage Gonsalves with Tampa, and he's an Everett Silvertip. So he signed his entry-level contract, and he was very close to sticking with Team Canada.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he was a second-round pick this year to Tampa. He was a kind of a late round because he was like the 2001, and he went with the O2s. He had a fantastic year for us. So he went second round. They signed him to, it looks like 2.75. So I think that's almost max for 3 years.
It's 925 usually.
Yeah, that's what it is. 925 times 3.
Yeah.
So congrats to Gage. He's just been getting better and better.
Yeah. So that's 3. So that's 925 is the contract about that one over there. So talking about news, I want to mention this is something like happening this weekend. Is another sad news in the hockey world. The pass away of Pierre Lacroix, ex-general manager of the Colorado Avalanche and ex-former of the agent player for many players like Patrick Roy, Rod Blake, and many of them before he became manager in the NHL for Quebec Nordic before he moved in Colorado, and the world of hockey and NHL, no one never talk about against this guy. This guy was an exceptional Class C person. Everybody likes him. He was amazing. He was just a great personality, and Joe Sakic have a great article about Pierre Lacroix. Passed away this weekend. Some talk about he got the COVID a couple of months ago, but some talk about a cancer.
Oh, no way.
So and unfortunately his wife, called Coulon, where they call her Coco, she's already in the hospital right now because she has a COVID too. So they talked together on the Zoom the night, and they call her the morning, tell her her husband passed away, and 2 hours later she was at the hospital with trouble, respiration, breathe, everything like that. So Pierre Lacroix have a son, Eric, playing NHL a couple of years.
Yeah, he was a pretty decent player.
Martin Lacroix play in Boston area. You have 3 little grandchildren over there. So you talk about I read Bob Ardley talking about him, and you can talk about many players from former ex NHL player talking about Pierre Lacroix, everything like that. He was just a specimen, very unique in hockey, where he was really care about the human being of the person, everything like that, and he did well. He's a winner of 2 Stanley Cup, 96 and 2001. He was not afraid to trade. Big. We can talk about his biggest trade with Patrick Roy, completely destroyed Montreal Canadiens since that year. And then you can talk about he trade for Ray Bourque. Like Rod Blake, and you can go all the way like that. That's why he was Pierre Lacroix. But you have a chance to read about what Joe Sakic talk about him, and we know that 72 years old, and unfortunately, it is what it is, right? So just wish the best for his family, and hopefully his wife is going to be fine, is going to be right. But it's a sad situation, and there's the sadness about this. It's like I know him a lot from Montreal, everything like that, but the sadness about this, he never be introduced as a Hall of Famer. So that's the sadness about that part over there.
It's kind of weird. I'm sure he will be. Like, he's a builder for sure. Like, that's a no-brainer.
It's sad, like
before he passed away.
For the fact, right? So it's always
kind of weird that he wouldn't have been, right? Like, it's like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, that guy should have been right away.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree.
That's actually really bizarre when you think about it.
Yeah. So that's the news about Pierre Lacroix. We do that. So it is what it is, and we talk about news. Guy Lapointe is in the hospital for cancer. That's another one there. Jacques Demers struggled with life for many years now. So it's like story after story. It's very difficult for many players. I read about someone, Mark Parrish. Mark Parrish struggled a lot with
what's going on with Mark Parrish.
Mark Parrish is played for the Rangers in Minnesota a while, and
he played for the Rangers. Wasn't he a Florida Panther?
He was also with Florida Panthers. Now the other one player close to him saved his life. Mike Modano.
Huh.
I don't know what the connection is with Mike Modano, but I believe anyway. So he's like 37 or 43 right now, and he struggled, and Modano saved him at the hotel, and everything like that. Picking up there was he wanted to kill himself, everything like that. So
really, oh wow, that's sad to hear.
Yeah, so just, many players struggle after they are done with hockey and any sport.
Big time.
Big time. So, it is what it is, but sad to see that, everything like that. So,
there's a group of ex-players that are basically, I forget the name of the group, but it's run by Mark Moyer, and it's trying to help players with their transition into kind of normal work society or other businesses.
Yeah.
But it's definitely like it's really difficult. They come from a very programmed system, and a lot of them don't even have a post-secondary education, and then they're kind of trying to find something that gives them opportunity or purpose like hockey does. Like hockey is obviously, you seem like you're making a lot of money, but they don't always know how to manage that. So I think most athletes kind of struggle with that afterwards.
Yeah, it's something very sad about that, and we want the best for everybody, but at the end of the day, it's very sad about what is the name of the defenseman? Quincy,
See,
Kai Quincy.
yeah, played for Detroit.
They have an amazing article about him. About, do you know he was taking about painkiller?
Oh, did he talk about that?
Yeah. So you have an amazing video from CTV. It's a channel in Canada, right? And you have a great article about him, about the fact he was using the Total. He's a pill killer, and he was mentioned. I watched about half of this yesterday, but
Toradol? Wow.
the fact he was using this, he said everything on the inflammatory, he was going down, and he feel any pain, and every time he was using this, he would feel like Superman, like he was unstoppable. He was amazing about that. Sorry about that. So it's
Yeah,
really,
that's
really,
it's a bad problem. I mean, it's not just Toradol. Like when you're playing through injury all the time and players want to keep playing and there's pressure to perform, I think there's a lot of this issue.
that's exactly, that's what he talked in that fight for um, fight for his job. He was not a powerful defenseman like top three, top four, and
Not at all.
so he talked about you become a prospect to be a project, and you at the end you become a suspect. So that's why he used the three word. And it makes sense, right? You're a prospect. Then after that, you're a project, and then you become a suspect. And that's what I'm telling you right now. I didn't finish it. I'm going to finish it, but he was talking about a painkiller, and that's sad. You know what I mean? Like, but again, it's so hard to stay in the game and to be in all the time there. So, it was a great thing. He works right now with Colorado Thunderbird as a coach over there.
So is Kyle in Colorado?
Yeah.
Oh, good. I mean, Kyle's from Brampton, Ontario. We had his younger brother Kevin at Milton for a while. Kevin was kind of a soft guy, and I think Kyle was obviously, I don't know, they were really good people. They weren't bad kids. And they became, I'm sure Kyle was always like an upstanding citizen. He has a problem with his kid, doesn't he? There's
Yeah.
like a kid that his kid has some cancer or something, or
Yeah, possibly. I don't know exactly
something like that. And I think it's an interesting article. I'm just looking at that now because it talks about Ryan Kessler and the problems he's had with related to Crohn's and colitis, and they're linking that to the Toradol use. So he has like inflammatory bowel, or he's got Crohn's and colitis, and that's pretty crazy. And they're linking it directly to the use of Toradol painkiller.
Yeah, so they talk about the story about Colin Wilson. It's another problem he got with the OCD. It's an obsessive compulsive disorder. It's including with drug and alcohol. So Quincy talk about the Toradol. I'm sorry the pronunciation, like
No, that's
Toradol. And usually, Mike, it should not be used more than 5 days.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a powerful anti-inflammatory, but it has a lot of side effects.
Yes,
and it becomes addictive, right? Like it's like
is the number one over there. But think about this: he used this for years.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like if he played 8 months, he was using because he feel like if you don't have it, he cannot go at the game. But when he has it, mindset, you feel like nobody can beat him.
Yeah, because you don't feel any pain, and then when you get off of it, the inflammation returns. So now your joints hurt, you have arthritis, you have other problems in your.
Correct.
Then it also is very, very, because the anti-inflammatory drugs, they're like, it affects your digestive system and your stomach and your colon, and that's why they're linking it to Crohn's disease and colitis,
Yep.
which are very debilitating. I mean,
It's some stuff story we don't talk about hockey, right? We talk about stats, we talk about contract, we talk about trade, we talk about result, we score, everything like that, right? But those mental health, many players, like many of them struggle. We have a list of the players we can go all the way, Michael, where it's never been easy during their career and after their career. So.
for
It is
sure.
what it is. It's already at 11:30. We did not do the quiz. We did not do the World Junior roster, and we have to go to Carolina. So let's move on with Carolina for today, and let's wait
Okay.
maybe 2 days before to talk about the. We want to go back at the World Junior
Yeah,
Championship.
we
Uh,
definitely want to do that because I think all the rosters have been announced, and
they
so
are
it's
done. They are ready to go, and
yep.
Marco Rossi is going to play for Australia.
Who is?
Marco Rossi,
Oh, really? Australia or Austria?
Austria.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Austria. That makes sense.
He's the only player draft in the NHL.
On Austria.
For the team, the rest they're all eligible draft 2021.
Oh, that's a young team then. Wow.
Yeah, very young team over there. And then the second round pick overall, I think was 42, 45, could be wrong, by the Montreal Canadian, Jan Mizak.
Yep.
Played for
Another
the Czech Republic.
another good player. I really like him.
Yeah, exactly. You really, yeah, I remember you talk about him. Then Betnar, Jan Betnar
He's the goalie, right? Is that
is a
Detroit
goalie.
pick?
I thought he was, yes, his draft. I thought he was the son of the Betnar
Jared.
from, but he's not. I think his son is already playing like EHL or something like that, or college or something like that.
Jared Bednar or someone else?
Yeah, his son. Yeah.
Well, Jared Bednar is French Canadian, isn't he?
I don't know. He's not French, but I heard his name like somewhere. His son plays somewhere. I cannot recall it.
He was French Canadian. Oh, he's born in Yorkton. Where's Yorkton? Yorkton, Canada. I don't even know where that is. So, but the last name is Czech, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Got it. Played junior hockey in the Western League. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, and Jan Bednar is, I think, is he a Detroit draft pick? The goalie?
Maybe.
I can't remember. For some reason, I think that, but let's see. Jared. No, Jan. I got them backwards. Jan Bednar, Czech Republic, drafted by Detroit.
Yep.
6'4" goaltender.
What's funny to see if it's happening like USA versus Canada. If Levi is a goaltender for Canada, both of the goalies with Knight are drafted by the Florida Panthers.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You know the story of Levi?
No.
He's a 7th-round pick.
Yeah, the goalies this year are a little off the radar for Canada.
Yep.
But hopefully someone steps up and performs, because I mean that's really important. The rest of the team is ridiculously good. So, all right. So as far as Carolina goes, I guess let's just take a quick look at this. So we know if we go, let's start with the goalies and we look at their cap situation. I haven't updated this, so I don't know if it's out of date or not. From a goaltending point of view, let's see if we can see this. Okay, we can see it good. Both goalies are unrestricted as of 21-22. So that's curious. Like, I don't know how they'll play that out, but right now, you don't protect either of them unless they re-sign one of them. Let's look on the Are there any minor league goalies that would qualify? I'm not sure if there are.
Not
And
allowed because what they have is only Bibeau, but Antoine Bibeau play only a game or 2 game in Colorado and
wow,
Toronto.
that's crazy. So right now they have 4 defensemen that are under contract and then are restricted. So I would think that all these have to be protected. Dougie Hamilton, Jacob Slavin, Brady Shea, Jake Gardner has a. I don't know why you would give him modified no movement to Jake Gardner, but that's what they did. I don't know why you give him $4 million. Brett Pesce is still under contract. Joaquim Ryan is going to be UFA, so you don't have to protect him. And Hayden Fleury is RFA, so you have to protect him. Wow, can you believe Hayden Fleury is already 24?
Yeah.
Damn, that went fast. All right, so if we go to protected list, who do you put on the defense?
I will wait a little bit because they have a bad situation there. They have 5 defensemen on the list right now, and I think it could play a little bit a chance where usually 80%, 90% of the team looking for 7-3. That may be something different. So let's move on to the forward. Let's go to the forward in case.
I don't see a way around this. Like, I think you have to protect 7 forwards, don't you? Maybe not.
No.
Really? Because you've got to protect Nekash. You've got to protect Svechnikov, Teravainen, and Aho. 1, 2, 3,
5.
Let's go. Aho, 1, 2, 3, 4. If that's all you protected, you're exposing a lot. But then
on the list I have in front of me, I have 5 players there. They have Trocheck, Niederreiter, Teravainen, and Stahl, and Aho. That's 5 right there.
That you want to protect.
But my point to you is
you have to protect Svechnikov. Right? Like, he's not exempt.
He's an RFA.
And then Teravainen you have to protect.
And then you have Warren Vogel.
Vogel is like another one, right?
Yep.
So, I mean, right now, I probably spelled his name incorrectly. And then I think you have to protect Nekash.
Who?
Martin Nekash. I mean, he's better than most of those guys. The Czech player, he was a rookie last year and he'll play this year, so I think you have to protect him. So you got some difficult decisions. Like right now, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 7 right there.
They have to protect him. If he has to be protected if they keep him.
Well, they're going to keep him. He's already like one of their top forwards. He's already top 6 for them. I mean, he's a young player, and then yeah. So for sure, I mean, they got him on the top line, right?
So how? Teravainen.
Yep.
That's 2.
Yep.
Vogel.
And then you got Fogel. Jeez.
That's 3. Shemnikov. That's 4. Nikas. That's 5.
Yep. So which one don't you protect?
We have to go 2 more. So for some reason, I will let go Jordan Stahl.
I would do the same. Although, honestly, I'm not going to protect Niederreiter. I don't care about Niederreiter.
Well, first of all, he have a no move clause.
So you have to protect him, but I think Niederreiter.
You have to protect him.
You have to protect Niederreiter?
No, Jordan Stahl.
Yeah, I think I would rather protect him than Niederreiter.
So that's 6.
Well,
right?
So right now you're at if you take out Niederreiter, that's 7 with these guys.
No,
One, two,
not the radar yet. So Jordan Stahl, that was my last one.
right.
That's
So right now you're exposing Niederreiter. You got 1, Fogel, Nekish, Karavainen. That's 3. Svechnikov 4. Aho is 5. Stahl 6, and Trocheck is 7.
if I want him, I'm not sure. So we have to expose Niederreiter, Strachek, and then Jasper Fast.
And then there's Fast.
So on the 3 right there, I keep Vincent Strachek.
Yeah. So you expose Niederreiter and Fast?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I would do. I'm spelling his name wrong probably. RREI. RR. Is there 2 T's or 1?
Only one.
1 T. And then who else? Does that expose Morgan Geekie?
Who?
Probably that also means that it exposes Ryan Dzingel,
Yeah.
Morgan Geekie, and Brock McGinn.
Yeah, but they are not like on the, you know what I mean? Like they're on the bottom of the list over there. So
Well, Dzingel, as we know, is a former 27 goal scorer multiple times. Who else do we got? Morgan Geekie is a young up-and-coming power forward. So you got to expose him. So if you're Seattle, oh my God, come on, stop spell checking this. What is it doing? What about Jordan Martinuk and Brock McGinn? Actually, Dzingel is unrestricted. Okay,
who?
so you don't. Ryan Dzingel.
Yeah, he's not.
Right?
He's UFA.
He's UFA.
Yeah.
And then so is McGinn.
Yeah.
So you got 3 pretty good forwards there to pick from if you're Seattle.
Now Gigi has to play this year to be considered.
I don't know about that. Does he?
Yeah, he has only played 2 games in NHL.
Oh, because he played in the playoffs, right? Okay. I mean, I gotta think he's there, but you're right. So I guess he's probably got a certain number of games that he's got to play.
Yeah.
All right. So then on defense, we go back to the D. We have a lot of defensemen. Hamilton,
So,
Slavin, Shea, Gardner.
Hamilton is out. Hamilton is out
Really?
because he's UFA.
Is he?
Yeah.
Ooh.
So I keep Slavin. I keep Petching, whatever, Brett Petching.
Yeah, Brett Pesce, yeah.
And then I have to keep Aiden Fleury before Brady Sketchy.
So we got Pesce, Fleury. And which one was the other one?
Slavin, Petchy, and Fleury.
Oops, wrong team.
So I expose Jake Gardiner.
Oh, yeah.
I expose Brady Sketchy.
Ooh, Shea is pretty good.
Yeah.
Don't you think Brady Shea is better than Fleury, though?
At the end of the day, right now, he's better. But at $5.2 million for 4 more years, I would take that money to helping that team to find something else.
Man, he's a 40-point defenseman, though.
So again?
Didn't he get like 40 points, though? How many points did he have last year?
Yeah, 23.
Oh, did he? Okay.
He never passed 40. Like one
20.
time at 39, like 4 years ago. After that, he's only 25.
Yeah,
25,
he had 39 that year, but ever since he's like 25 points.
Yeah.
So 23 points in 60 games, 8 goals.
I'm telling you now, for $5 million, 0.2, that's the only reason I'm not going to keep him.
Interesting. I'm really tempted to protect him because I think he's a legitimate top 4. That's a pretty good defenseman you're exposing there. And I don't know if Fleury's ever really established himself, and he's 2 years younger, but he's cheaper, obviously.
He's way cheaper. He already have 14 for a full season. He scored about 25 points.
Fleury?
Yeah, we have 14 points, 40 games.
Yeah.
So for me, at 1.3, Fleury, for what I saw during the playoff, everything like that, and I would prefer to keep him for 1 year and for 1 year, for keep him. And he's going to be, I have him for 2 more years at 1.3, Mike. And he's
Yeah.
definitely the RFA. Now I'm going to carry on at 5.2 when I have Hamilton to sign up next year. And, the best way is to give away Gardiner, but at the end of the day, you have no choice.
Yeah, he's junk. I don't like Gardner. He's not my. I'm surprised they signed him for so much and for so long, and gave him a modified no trade clause. So I think your logic is good. I have a hard time exposing Brady Shea though. You don't want to lose either of these guys, but I don't know what choice you have. So then you go. Yeah, I think you got to do that. I don't know. I don't know how else you do it. I think you've got to protect Fleury and keep Shea, or let Shea, and just hope they don't want to pick up the salary.
Well, that's the reason we have to be careful about that. That's what is like, okay, do you really believe Seattle is going to pick up a guy 26, 5.2, 25 points for 3 more years?
Probably. I mean, of those players, if I think you're going to lose him probably. I mean, I would pick him over Gardner, and he's better than Niederreiter or Fast or Geeky. I mean, that's not. They have to meet a certain salary threshold, and he's only 26. He's probably going to play 6, 8 more years. He's a good defenseman.
I'm not saying he's not going to be picked. My point to you,
No, I think he probably would be.
For the situation of Carolina, if I'm a manager right now, I go with Fleury.
I get it.
I think about this. Okay, maybe what I mean. You still have a losing at least 4 players on UFA next year.
Yeah, I agree.
Right, in 2 years, right, you still have your big contract is pretty good as the forward, but still.
Yeah, I agree. So I think it's TBD.
Also, Michael, they don't have no goalies next year.
Right. So we know that Reimer and Mrazek are both exempt right now because of their UFA.
Reimer's leaving, so they're not going to keep Reimer.
No.
And they have to find a great, solid UFA.
You got to find someone.
And how much it costs? At least a minimum $6 million there.
I think so. I don't know who they're going to get, but yeah, I agree with this. So,
would you give $8 million to Frederik Andersen?
I'd have He's not young.
He's 30 years old.
I just don't see. I think that's a lot of money for him, but he might get it. It depends on the term, right? If it's like 2 or 3 years, maybe you risk it.
You're not going to get 2-3 years at that point.
Yeah, I don't think you can do 8 times 4. It'd be really stretching it.
He's already at 31 years old.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's already 31. Like, and he's had a history of injuries.
I think the biggest problem is he's always never win a round with Toronto.
But that's Toronto. I think you can watch Toronto and understand why that's happening.
It's a lot of money as $8 million.
I think it's a lot. I'm more comfortable with him at 6 or 6.5, but
I would give him $7 million for 4 years.
Yeah, I could see that as the limit.
Or $6 million for 5 years.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And he become my number one, and I can go for Rimmer out, and then I can get a backup number 2 at lower price at $2 million.
Do they have a young goalie? I don't even know.
No, they have only Antoine Bibeau at the bottom there. They have 2 other goalies.
The guy with the N in his name, Neuralgic or something.
Negev Jovic.
He's probably a backup.
So they are both of them are back up there.
He's more of a backup, I think. I don't know. I don't
And
think
they
he's
have
going to be
another goalie. He's a driver Zamboni in Toronto right now. But
a. So this is interesting because if you look in the minors, they still haven't brought up Jake Bean. So Jake Bean is exempt, but you could see where you could lose a Shea, and Jake Bean's pretty close. I mean, I think he's almost ready. I think you have a hard time. I don't think they have to protect him, do they?
no.
So, I could see where that's part of their plan. Alex Nedeljkovic, I think, is a decent goalie. I think he could be a backup, but it's not a given, And if they lose Geeky or they lose, I think they most likely lose Shea. They've got Dominic Bach coming up, and they got Ryan Suzuki coming up, so they're probably not too worried about the forwards.
Yep, I go with you.
Yeah, they're in pretty good shape. Let's look at their drafts. So they've got
this year. They have
very good.
Jarvis over there. You can see right
Cole
there.
Gunler, Ryan Suzuki.
It's pretty solid there. And they have the kid from Shawinigan, Palmer enough. I believe it's a steal over there at 53. We have to watch this kid.
I think so.
He can score.
Oh, they got an Everett Silvertip, Ronan Seeley. So
then
here we
have Ryan Suzuki.
And then the goalie. This is their goalie.
Yeah.
Of the future, but I don't think it's a given.
He's not ready yet.
But no, for sure not. He's on Team Russia, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah. So he's a pretty good goalie. I don't see another goalie in the system for them that's that great. So I think that they have a gap there. Well, they got a good one in Gunler, and they got a good one in Jarvis, and they got a good one in Ponomarov. They do a good job on drafting players. And then Suzuki. So they're in good shape. All right, Pierre, that's great. I'm excited. What are we going to do? Are we going to review another team tomorrow? Are we going to review World Juniors as well?
Yeah, we're going to do both of them.
Okay. Let's start off with the World Juniors, and then we'll do the draft.
He play on both team and both league right now. He played in a KHL and also with VHL.
Which player, Ponomarov or the goalie?
The goaltender.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's a little ways off, but he's supposed to be really good. So
Kochetkov. So would be very interesting about that. I think one thing can lose the player of the league, Carolina Hurricane for sure.
Yep. Seattle will get a good player.
Yep. So we can come back tomorrow with the World Junior Championship with maybe, because they have 8 teams, right? So maybe go with 4 teams and go deeper with the roster. Then the next day we can go with 4 more and go from there.
Sounds good.
Thank you so much, everybody. Thanks to join, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And I will see you tomorrow, 11 o'clock Eastern Time. Have an amazing, great Tuesday.